It is Wednesday, 28th May. Good morning and welcome to THG News Today with Mervin Hanley. It's great to be back with you this morning. Of course, it was the Memorial Day weekend in the United States. Of course, we took the long holiday weekend and back with you again today to present THG News Today. THG News Today is powered by Carl & Sons Unique Bakery on the island of St. Martin, with 3 locations on that island, in Cold Bay, at the St. Martin's Medical Center, and on the Puntville. If this is your first time here with us, we always ask our first-time viewers and listeners to subscribe to our YouTube's channel. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing so that you do not miss any information on here. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know that as of June 1st begins the hurricane season. And we are known to provide full coverage to all out there when it comes to hurricanes, when it comes to storms. In the hurricane season, it's from June 1st to November 30th. So it is very important that you stay subscribed to THG News Today, THG Network, as I'm sure we will have so much information to provide to you. As far as storms and hurricanes are concerned, it's going to be a very active season, according to the experts, because some people, they're not experts, but, they have the most to say. And so we listen to the experts, and according to the experts, it will be a very super active hurricane season between June and November. Let's get right to the news, shall we? We begin this morning with news out of St. Kitts and Nevis. Marsha Henderson, Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, International Transport, Employment and Labor, Urban Development for St. Kitts and Nevis, will address delegates at Caribbean Week in New York City, taking place from June 1st to 6th. She will share her insights on leading tourism with purpose during the forum. Hailed by the Caribbean Tourism Organization as a transformative force in Caribbean tourism, Minister Henderson has spearheaded a tourism strategy centered on sustainable development, cultural preservation, and community engagement since assuming office in 2022. Her leadership has propelled St. Kitts and Nevis to global prominence, with notable growth in visitor arrivals, tourism revenue, and community-based opportunities. The CTO commends her strategic vision and commitment to responsible tourism practices, which continue to yield record-breaking accolades and award-winning campaigns for the Twin Island Federation. Minister Henderson will be joined by other regional leaders, including Cardigan Connor, Anguilla's Minister of Health, Sports and Tourism, and Carlos James, Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now we move to news out of Guyana this morning. The remains of 11-year-old Adriana Younge have been flown to the United States for a second autopsy, following growing concerns and unanswered questions surrounding her death. The decision was made at the request of her grieving family, who continue to seek clarity and closure. Adriana was found dead in a swimming pool on April 24th, just one day after she was reported missing from the same location. The incident has drawn significant public attention and concern, particularly in light of the timeline and circumstances leading to her discovery. A post-mortem examination conducted locally by 3 foreign-based pathologists determined that Adriana's cause of death was drowning. Despite the findings, her family has expressed persistent doubts and unease, prompting the decision to pursue an independent autopsy in the United States. Family members have voiced frustration over what they believe are inconsistencies in the case and unanswered questions about the events that led to the child's tragic death. They have called for a transparent and thorough investigation to ensure accountability and justice for Adriana. Authorities have not yet confirmed whether any additional investigations are underway in light of the second autopsy request. However, the case continues to stir public outcry and renewed calls for improved safety and child protection measures in hospitality establishments. As the Young family awaits the results of the US-based examination, they remain steadfast in their pursuit of truth, hoping that the findings will shed new light on what truly happened to Adriana. I wish that this case can just come to a closure, the family can have closure, that we all can have closure. And I say we all because this has become an international spectrum. So I'm hoping that this autopsy, that it will bring closure to all involved, especially the families. Because this has to be tough on them, yeah? Now we on to LIAT. Some good news from LIAT. LIAT is proud to announce the launch of a new regional service connecting Antigua to Montego Bay, Jamaica, with operations starting on July the 11th. This strategic expansion supports LIAT 2020's mission to improve same-day connectivity and make inter-island travel across the Caribbean more convenient and accessible. The new route will operate 3 times weekly, with flights departing from Vicibird International Airport on Antigua to Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston and onward to Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Return flights from Montego Bay to Kingston and back to Antigua are scheduled for Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, offering passengers efficient and flexible travel options for both leisure and business. This new service to Montego Bay represents a significant step in LIAT 20's continued growth and regional integration, said a LIAT 20 spokesperson. We're committed to being the airline that connects the Caribbean and supports its economic, cultural, and social development. With the introduction of the Montego Bay route, LIAT 20 now serves 13 destinations, reinforcing its role as a critical player in regional air travel. The airline's focus on customer convenience, timely service, and regional collaboration remains at the heart of its operations. Travelers can book flights and access detailed schedule and fare information by visiting www.flyliat20.com. That's flyliat20.com. LIAT, by the way, that's a free ad that I just gave you. It's a press statement, but it's also an advertisement, yeah? A commercial. So the next time you send something, you'll have to pay for it. Okay. But I'm very happy that Prime Minister Gaston Brown of Antigua and Barbuda, that he never gave up on LIAT. When other CARICOM countries and other CARICOM leaders, when they wanted nothing to do with LIAT, when they said, you know what, let this airline collapse. Well, it did. And then, of course, fight from the Prime Minister, Gaston Brown. I mean, he put up a fight for his country and for his people and for the Caribbean. And today, look at this. The new LIAT is now serving 13 destinations and giving us options as far as regional travel. I wish someone can give us a good option when it comes to St. Kitts to St. Martin or Nevis to St. Martin. Well, St. Kitts especially to St. Martin. The fares on Wynia, I believe they feel that they control the market, that market. For a 17-minute flight, you're seeing airfares for $300 and $400 and $500 US. That's a fare from St. Kitts to JFK on JetBlue, and JetBlue is actually cheaper than Wynia to St. Martin. From St. Kitts to JFK, New York City, that's 4 hours, 4.5 hours. From St. Kitts to St. Martin, that's 17 minutes. In 17 minutes, you're spending $400 and something US on a flight. From St. Kitts to JFK, 4.5 hours, you're spending just over $300 for a flight at times, most times now. And that is the problem. That is what we have. Some say it's the airport taxes and other taxes, but we have to do better than that. And right now, Wynia is controlling the market between St. Kitts and St. Martin. I read something, I believe I reported to you guys. I think it's what is it? Sunways, Sunwind, whatever it is. One of those airlines, they'll be in that route hopefully soon. But come on, you can't just Wynia, come on. You know, I see our government officials, we continue to praise these people. Oh, yes, we have connectivity. You have regional travel. We're making regional travel easier. But what about the people? Aren't you thinking about the airfares that your people are paying when you're bragging that you have all these flights? But what about the airfare? But some of you don't have to think about the airfare because, hey, the treasury is there for you as government officials to travel all over the place. You don't have to worry. You don't have to wonder what it costs. You just say to your personal assistant, your secretary, book me this flight. I'm traveling for a meeting or whatever you're traveling for. And that's it. Nothing else bothers you. But the common man, your people who voted for you, they have to save $400 or $500 for 17 minutes to shop in St. Martin. And you have to pay $400 and something for a flight. Total BS. BS. Now, one more news story and then we get out of here. Farmers in Antigua are sounding the alarm over a troubling rise in mango thefts, calling for swift action from law enforcement as the problem intensifies during the peak of the harvest season. This is mango we're talking about now. Reports from agricultural communities, particularly in areas such as Old Road, reveal that groups of young individuals have been repeatedly trespassing on private farmlands and stealing large quantities of mangoes. The stolen fruit is allegedly being resold along popular commercial strips, including Friars Hill Road. One frustrated farmer shared her ongoing ordeal, stating that despite numerous complaints to the police, the same individuals continue to return undeterred. We've reached out to the authorities time and time again. They warned the parents, but the boys keep coming back. We need real intervention, even from the commissioner of police, she said. The issue of crop theft is not new to local farmers who have previously reported the loss of bananas, livestock, and essential farming equipment. However, the surge in mango thefts has intensified concerns about the lack of effective deterrence and enforcement. Farmers are now collectively calling for stronger support from government officials and security forces to protect their livelihoods. Many are urging the implementation of stricter penalties and improved patrolling in rural areas to curb what they see as growing threat to the agricultural sector. As the mango season continues, affected farmers remain hopeful that their voices will lead to tangible action, ensuring that their hard work does not go to waste. And that's the farmers in Antigua. And while I empathize with the farmers, what I'm about to say, some of you may disagree, and that's fine. That's fine. And I understand the farmers, they're working hard. That's their living. Yeah. But they now want to take police. So much happening in Antigua when it comes to crime. And this is not to call on the country. It's just a reality with a number of situations there. So you want to take the police off of that, so the police can patrol the various villages to ensure that people are not stealing mangoes? Really? That's what you're asking the police to do? Okay. I'm not dismissing the livelihood of farmers. I'm just saying. And I read that story and I'm saying, well, wow. Nevis, lovely Nevis, because growing up in Nevis, that's what we did growing up. Mango season, everybody on a mango tree. We are passing mango trees in abundance. And we're just taking people, well, the mangoes are just there. So you just throw some stones up in a mango tree and you get the people's mangoes. If that's the case, a lot of us will be in prison right now. But I guess times have changed and people are taking the sector of agriculture very seriously. And I understand the farmers' plight. But at the same time, boys will be boys. I'm not encouraging theft, mind you. I'm just saying it's mangoes. If you see a mango, you're passing by and you see a mango and it's a juicy, yellow looking mango, you're going to want to take that mango too, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that's our news for today. Do join us again on Friday morning, God's willing, for a similar presentation of THG News Today. It may be commentary as well. Lots happening. And before I go, well, no, we'll talk about that on Friday. Perhaps we'll talk about that on Friday. So until then, have a blessed day further. I am Mervin Hanley.
Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years, and the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Sons for simply the best. There are two locations, Colbay and on the Punfill. In Colbay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Colbay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feaser's, the cozy spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feaser's, located at the entrance to the Cotton Gillery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.